Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a Monday night edition of the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, where you make the call on the Borders and Borders hotline. It's 412-575-2600. A lot to talk about, as always, and we'll begin with the hockey news of the day because there was news today. Daniel Sprong sent back to Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Looks like Brian Russ is going to play. Matt Murray back with the team 6 days following the death of his father, and he hasn't exact, so they have 3 goaltenders up here right now, and they'll figure something out. But Matt Murray will be back, and he looked at this and said it was therapeutic for him to be back, sort of a sanctuary for hockey players to go where you don't have to worry about some of the problems that you have to deal with in regular life, and it's good to have him back. A lot of people wonder about what it does to the goaltending rotation. To me, it does nothing as we bring in Ron Cook of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette and Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. To me, it's Murray still number 1. He's earned it. Tristan Jarry number 2. It's nice to know that Casey DeSmith can play.
Boy, he played 2 great games, right? I mean, they gave him 2 starts in a row and raved about how he played. They have an embarrassment of riches at goaltending, and that's great. Murray's got to be the number 1 guy, though. I mean, he won 2 Stanley Cups. Everybody said he's Mike Sullivan's guy. Well, he'd be my guy, too, if he won me 2 Stanley Cups.
No doubt. The one thing I don't necessarily understand, Daniel Sprong was only here for a little bit. He had 2 even-strength goals, which is actually better than a lot of things on that team in terms of even strength. And for whatever reason, he was sort of banished.
Well,
didn't play the other day.
2 games ago,
I wonder what it was.
He was benched mid-game.
Right. And then he
never played again that game. And afterwards, Sullivan was asked, he said, hey, we're playing the guys who are playing hard, which is a horrible indictment of any player when the coach said you're not playing hard, basically. He was a scratch the next game. Now he's back in the minors. Obviously he did something to tick the coach off. Rust is coming back, though, as you said. We're not going to see the last of Daniel Sprong. I think he'll be back.
Wonder if you've seen the last of Ian Cole. I still don't get this with this defenseman who's been so good the last 2 playoff runs, and for whatever reason, he just cannot get a regular shift back there defensively. He's been scratched the last couple of games. Ron, I don't know if there's another trade brewing or what, but he's been a good player. I know Alexiak's been very good, and I'm bullish on him. I'm not so bullish on Matt Hunwick.
Neither am I. And Hunwick was hurt today in practice a little bit. Now, is Ruido going to go back into the lineup instead of Cole? I like Ian Cole. I want him on my team. I don't know that Mike Sullivan feels that way. They seem to have butted heads here a little bit. I don't know. To me, Cole was a better player than Hunwick. That's just me looking at it.
Me too.
Mike Sullivan knows a lot more than I do.
Penguins in action tomorrow against Carolina. Nobody's better than the Golden Knights of Vegas right now. Number 1 team in the entire NHL. What a great story as well. More on that coming up because Fleury comes to town on February the 6th. Now let's talk about football because the New England Patriots are back at it, coming from behind. I wasn't surprised at all given what they've done in the past. And Brady now with 11 fourth-quarter or overtime comebacks in the postseason, by far the most of any quarterback, 5 more than the next guy on the list, who would be John Elway. But I thought Jacksonville contributed to that a little bit too, Ron. I thought in the fourth quarter that you can tell that they were not sure of themselves. They were dominating in the fourth quarter after really dominating New England for the first 3 quarters.
Well, I mean, Blake Bortles looked like Blake Bortles at the end of the game. I mean, New England dialed up the pressure a little. How about James Harrison? Big sack at the end, a couple quarterback hurries. Looks like he could still play to me. New England's a better team. They pulled it out. And what amazes me, Bob, is they did it without Gronkowski. The whole second half, they don't have their best player. You know, they haven't had Edelman all year, yet Amendola steps up big. What a team, what an organization, what a coach. What a quarterback.
Monta Hightower is another one who was out all year, and they just keep on rolling along. You can't use
Nothing
excuses
stops them
at all because you look at some of these teams. Philadelphia's had their share of excuses they could have used too. They had a lot of guys out with injury. They just keep rolling along.
Including the quarterback.
Right. And Foles, what a great backup he has turned out to be, and a good move by the Eagles, who, if you remember, Chip Kelly came in and got rid of him immediately after he had a pretty good run. In fact, a Pro Bowl year with Andy Reid in Philadelphia. All right, lots to talk about as always. It's 412-575-2600. You can tweet us tonight at KDPomp, at RonCookPG. Let us know what you think about this and more. We'll also talk about Jamie Dixon going out of character tonight, guaranteeing a win over West Virginia at halftime of a game they led by only 2. That's next when we come back. We're right here on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.